afternoon, sir. Analysis on the first voyage around the world by Magellan by Antonio Pigafetta. On September 8, 1522, the crew of Victoria cast anchor in the waters of Seville, Spain, having just completed the first circumnavigation of the world. On the board was Antonio Pigafetta, a young Italian nobleman who had joined the expedition 3 years before and served as assistant to Ferdinand Magellan en route to the Molucca Islands. Magellan was dead. The rest of the fleet was gone. The Santiago shipwrecked, the San Antonio overtaken, the Concepcion burned, and the Trinidad abandoned. The Concepcion of the 237 sailors who departed from Seville, 18 returned on the Victoria. Pigafetta had managed to survive along with his journal notes that detail the discovery of the western road to the Moluccas. First voyage, Ketchy points out his intent on marvel at what it encounters, and therein lies much of its appeal. It is work that it is intent on wonder. In traveling writing, one often must recreate the first moment of newness, that presence of awe on the page of the reader. Pigafetta does it again by revealing in and other bits of detail. We watch Pigafetta wander at trees in Borneo whose leaves appear to walk around one's ship. Leaves that have no blood, but if one touches them, they run away and keep one of them for 9 days in a box. I believe those leaves live on nothing butter by Pigafetta 76. We marvel in the Philippines at listeners capable of filling wells by feeding on their hearts once ingested. And yet, the very newness that can give traveling writing so much of its power creates problem of its own. For the travel writer, there is on the one hand authority of his observational eye. Pigafetta, encountering a new people, tries to earn his authority through a barrage of detail. He attempts to reconstruct their world for us, what they look like, where they live, what they ate, what they say. He gave us pages and pages of words from Patagonia, from Cebu, from Tidor. But there is humility, and one can hardly expect there's Biso not early in 16th century, a few decades after the Pope had divided the uncharted world between Spain and Portugal. Magellan named the archipelago Islas de los Ladrones, the island of thieves. The name would stick for the next 300 years, long after the islands were absorbed into the Spanish Empire. The name, the bold, condemnatory stroke of it, has long been anchored my past. To those old story lessons, there is no feeling in it but rage. So I was surprised to see in Pigafetta's text the sailors move to compassion. They seem to understand in that moment of astonishment that the islanders are defenseless against the unknown. From the Marianas, the fleet moved on the Philippines. And I know what's coming for the people. I know that we're saying through ni Pigafetta, the hush of a word just before it changes. There is Pigafetta roaming and cataloging and recording caught up in the first flash of a new word. And as I read, I can start to hear my father describing his country, wondering at it. My father traveling as young man and down Luzon, across to the sea, to the Visayas, across to the sea to the Mindanao, can hear to the ardor and the sadness and the terror and the delight. That's all.